Yo, 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 yo. Pronounce it like the letter, don't say it at all. It's your boy S. Scott Barz Wrestling Media. We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Coming up next, we review night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania 42. Or should I say TKO Mania 42? We're going to talk that talk coming up next.
Back at the office early, levels are clean, arrangements locked. This is the one that's going to set the tone. Every section tells a story. That drop in the hook, hit it perfect. We built Escott Bars as a home for fearless music, and that means every detail matters.
Escott Bars, LLC.
The home for fearless media.
S. Got Bars, LLC.
Built this from the floor with a cord and a vision. Still independent, but it sound like a major decision. Keep the meter in the red, cause the heart's in the rhythm. They say the bars got wings, I just call it ambition. Mic check, we're live. Topic of the day, storytelling in the ring. Let's break it down and see why it matters.
Barz Wrestling Media.
Light it up, we take the rain, no fear in our eyes. Gold on my shoulder, fire in the sky. Hear the crowd get loud, we were born to rise. Bars in the zone, Doug keeps the pace. Otter with the plan, we control the space. This is greatness, nothing less. Turn the pressure to success. We're
Here's your host, Barz Wrestling Media.
We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Hey, WrestleMania 42 is in the books right now, and I gotta say, it was an average Mania. Average Mania. That's what I can call it. An average Mania. Was it the best Mania? No. Was it a corny Mania? No. It was an average Mania. Very, very average. When I say average, I mean the lowest of lowest average. Okay? So, before I get into my breakdown of what I thought, a lot of y'all that follow me on Facebook might have seen me made a few postings about Mania and my thoughts. And I stand on that. So for those of you who didn't see it, let me elaborate for you people. So what I said is that I refuse to give any negative comments about Mania 42. And here's why. Because I knew what to expect. I knew what this was going to be. From the time they started building up towards Mania, which was a very minuscule build-up, till now, I already knew what Mania was going to be. It was going to be TKO Mania. You understand? Money. The loyalists. The celebrities. That's what TKO Mania was. When I say loyalists, I mean the WWE faithful, the fans who accept anything that WWE throws at their feet. Who refuses to want WWE to be better. They just give anything and they accept. So that's why I refuse to give any negative comments. Were there some negativity? Of course. Just a little bit here and there. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it wasn't a bad Mania. Okay? Let me just say that. But to give you a little bit more insight of what I was talking about, let me just go here and show you, because I can show you better than I can tell you. So, let me go right here and talk to you folks for a minute. All right, so shout out to my tag team partner, Darkwing Dub, Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle, made this posting. So, let's get into it, shall we? It says here, every woman's match got less than 10 minutes. That is an issue that needs to be fixed, or someone needs to be fired. So, the women deserve better than what they got. And that is the truth. So, what my bro was referring to is that basically the ads got more playing time than the matches itself, preferably the women. So let's go down the match count, shall we? So the ISO speed match was 7 minutes. The Drew McIntyre match with Jacob Fatu, 14 minutes. The match that featured the returning Paige, 9 minutes. The Becky Lynch match, 8 minutes. The Gunther match, 15 minutes. The Liv Morgan match, 7 minutes. And the Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton match, 23 minutes. And I believe this is all on night one. I believe this is all on night one. I could be wrong, but this is all on night one. Here's my thing, right? Reason why I'm calling it TKO Mania is because TKO is treating this not like actual professional wrestling. They're treating it like a business. They're treating it like a business. So within business, there's money. So time is money. So for us who want to see these matches play out properly, they don't care about the matches playing out properly. They're on a timely budget. So what do? Okay, this is how long you got to do what you need to do within these matches. Get it done. That's how they wanted it. You know what I'm saying? So if you looked at the matches on how they were ended, you will see that, yeah, man, the endings were kind of weird. The ISO speed match. You wonder why that ended so fast? There you have it. You know what I'm saying? The match ended weird. I was shocked, actually, how fast the match ended. But I didn't expect no wrestling spectacle. I'm just saying that I expect it to be a little bit longer. I ain't saying too long, but this is what we got. But I do feel the women suffered the most in this whole situation because they really cut their matches short. You know what I'm saying? Especially the high-profile matches. Those are the matches that got cut short. You know? But for those of y'all that wanted TKO to be involved, this is what you got. This is what you got. So moving along, let's talk about these matches, shall we? So, night one featured the six-man tag between LA Knight and the Usos, who defeated the Vision and I Show Speed. All right, so like we just said, that match ended kind of weird. But the take that we got from it was I Show Speed put Logan Paul through a table. There you have it. He put Logan Paul through a table. You know, this is what I got to say about I Show Speed. He's a pretty good athlete. You know what I'm saying? He's a pretty good athlete. Is he a pretty good wrestler? We have yet to see that. We have yet to see that. You know what I'm saying? But the match ended that way. There you have it. You know, so if you don't like the way the match ended, you could blame TKO. You could blame TKO and the dude Mark Shapiro. You could blame them. That's who you blame, okay? So, next, the unsanctioned match, Jacob Fatu defeats Drew McIntyre. Match wasn't that bad. Match wasn't that bad at all. You know, it was a few things in there that, within time discretion, like I said, that probably was rushed, but the match was pretty good. Jacob Fatu wins that match. Then you go to the women's tag team match. The Bellas and Paige defeat the Irresistible Forces and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss and Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. So here's my thing, right? And this is no shade at all. Paige returns with the Bellas. One of the Bellas can't wrestle because they're injured. Paige steps in and is automatically inserted into the championship picture. Why? Why? That's what I want to know. Why? You know what I'm saying? There could have been plenty of other people that we could have inserted into that space. Why? So, I know WrestleMania is full of surprises, and I'm not throwing any shade on Paige. I think it's terrific that she returned. I do feel that WWE is a better place for her than AEW. That's just my opinion. I feel like that's a better place for her. You know, after properly analyzing it, there's just some people that fit well in WWE. There's just some people that fit well in AEW. And I do feel that WWE is a better place for her. What they're going to do with her, I don't know, because, WWE is... There's a lot of wrestlers in WWE right now. You know what I'm saying? The roster is packed. Where does she fit in this picture? I do not know, but she's there now. Let's see what happens. But they picked up the win. You know what I'm saying? They are the new tag team champions. Where this is going to go, I don't know. It just seems like it was quick booking. That's what it seems like to me. But like I said, Mark Shapiro is head of creative. He's the head of creative. He said that he has creative involvement. He said that online. Go look it up. He said it. He got creative involvement. So let's move on. All right. So, the Intercontinental match, Becky Lynch defeats AJ Lee. Man, listen. I didn't expect that. I thought AJ Lee was going to retain. Honestly, I thought she was going to retain. But I also was confused on a few things within this whole story. You know, it just seemed like this story was like cut and paste as we go. But like I said, you could blame TKO and Mark Shapiro. Yeah. Let's move on. Singles match. Gunther defeats Seth Rollins. Now, I didn't expect this neither. I thought that Seth was going to win. But guess who had some involvement in him losing? Braun Breaker returns and spears him, but nearly misses the spear. But, like I said, you can talk to Mark Shapiro and TKO about that. You know what I'm saying? Dude was running so fast that he almost missed the spear. He was running so fast. They said 23 miles per hour, right? Okay. He almost missed that spear. But at least we know where this is going to go. We know now that Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker are going to clash. We know that's going to happen. Probably going to happen at Backlash or SummerSlam. I don't know, but we know this match is going to happen sooner or later. So Gunther defeats Seth Rollins. Pretty decent match. Can't complain. So let's move on to the championship match. The main event of night one. Cody defeats Randy Orton. So, let me reiterate, right? So Randy Orton was a heel. Was the heel in this situation, right? He had Pat McAfee backing him up. Why? I don't know. But you could blame TKO for that. Mark Shapiro for that. So, Cody wins, which honestly I didn't expect. I thought Randy would win, honestly, because they had all this built up, whatever, yada, yada, yada. So I thought he was going to win. He didn't. Rumor has it that he has some sort of back injury. But we knew he's been having back problems in the past. But rumor has it that his back injury has been irritated. So I don't know how true that is. You can take it with a grain of salt. But that's the rumor that's been floating around. I even heard them say it on WWE television. So I don't know if it was just a work within the story or if it's the actual truth. I don't know. I guess you're just going to have to look more into that. But Cody retains. He beats Randy Orton. Pat McAfee was a non-factor. He did try to interfere a few times, but he got RKO'd for his efforts. Okay? He got RKO'd for his efforts. And then you know what else happened? Cody Rhodes got punted. He got punted. He got punted so hard that he now has a black eye. A real nasty looking one. You can watch Monday Night Raw, tonight's Raw, and see that for yourself. Or just look it up on the internet. But yeah, he got a nasty black eye. A nasty black eye. I'm saying his black eye was woo. Boy, that black eye was nasty. but he retained the title. Okay? So night 2, I gotta let y'all see this. Night 2. Night 2. We started off with Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar, night 2. And Oba basically dominated that match for the most part. Brock got a few licks in here and there, but Oba just was too much for the beast incarnate. And the ruler, Niger all day, the ruler defeats the beast incarnate. And then we see something that no one expected. He took off his ring gear and he left it in the ring, in the middle of the ring. He put the X up. He's retiring. Now, rumor has it he was going to retire at SummerSlam, but him putting the X up basically was a signal that he's going off script and he's letting everybody know that this is what it is. And he retired. Oba picks up the victory and gets the interview later and says that he's coming for Roman. At some point in time, he's going to face Roman Reigns. Now, will he win that match? I do not know. Because rumor has it, he's going to also be facing Gunther. Gunther is supposed to be facing Roman Reigns as well. But if you was watching Raw tonight, you would have seen that Jacob Fatu is going to be facing Roman as well at some point. They just haven't announced it fully yet, but that's where they're going. Roman versus Jacob Fatu. Most likely it's going to be at Backlash. They're doing it through the story. So Roman ain't gave his answer yet. He's saying that he's giving Jacob Fatu time to think about what he's saying. So I guess we just going to have to see next week, right? All right. So let's go on, right? The Intercontinental Championship match between Penta, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Javon Evans, Rusev, and JD McDonough. That match was fire. I'm telling you, that match was my match of the night for night 2, WrestleMania. In fact, I'm going to say this. That match was the match of WrestleMania. That match was fire. That match was super fire. Super fire. I'm telling you, that match was fire. It was a great match. Great match, hands down. The spot with JD McDonough with the Spanish Fly. The spot with Rey Mysterio putting Rusev through the ladder. When I say through the ladder, I mean through the ladder. Javon Evans with the OG cutter. The OG cutter, he OG cutted Rusev out his boots. It was a great match, but Penta picks up the victory and wins. Great ladder match. Moving on, right? The United States Championship match. Trick Williams defeats Sami Zayn. I don't know. Does this mean Sami Zayn is here? Because he was putting the boots to Little Yachty. Little Yachty was taking some bumps. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing that Yachty is training Yachty is training to get in the wrestling ring. So we going to see how that happens moving forward. But Trick Williams picks up the victory, and now he has a title to match them lemon pepper steppers. Yeah, he picks up the victory. So, all right, match. It's an all right match. Moving on. The street fight. The Demon Finn Balor. Let me just say this. Finn Balor's entrance was crazy. All the streamers that came down, like the match was pretty good. The match was pretty good. It was okay. Kind of ended kind of quick for me, but you know, it was a pretty good match. He picks up the victory against Dominic Mysterio. Moving on. Rhea Ripley defeats Jade Cargill. And now she is one of the most decorated women's champions in WrestleMania because she has won every major title that the women have had in WWE during the whole switch-up tenure. She has won the SmackDown Women's title. She has won the WWE Women's title. She has won the tag titles. Yeah, she has won every single major title. She's won the SmackDown, the WWE, Raw title. She's won the tag titles. You know what I'm saying? She has won, been winning. So she beats Jade Cargill and takes the title over to SmackDown, the world title. So we're going to see what happens with that. But she defeats, and let me just say this. We got to give Jade Cargill her flowers. This match right here she had with Rhea Ripley was her best match yet. She's really, 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 really stepped it up as far as her wrestling. So for those of y'all who've been so critical on her, just know she probably hears you and she's working. But I also need to say this too. If you ain't never took a bump in your life, if you ain't never got in the wrestling ring, then I really don't think you should be saying much about what a wrestler does. Because that stuff is very difficult to do. Let me just say that. You know what I'm saying? Including for myself. You know, I ain't a wrestler. Do I have my gripes about certain things in the wrestling? Yes. But I'm not a wrestler. Those moves are difficult. You know what I'm saying? So for her to do what she did in that match, and by the way, she performed a one-winged angel. That's a very difficult move to do. So big ups to Jade Cargill. She did her thing. But Rhea Ripley wins the match. And then we move on to the main event. The main event. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I felt like the Oba and Brock match should have been the co-main event. Because that match, like I said, that match had everything to be a main event. So, you know, I just want to put that out there. The women's match could have still been the main event for the women, but this should have been the co-main event for the men. That Oba versus Brock match should have been the co-main event, but that's talk for another time. But getting back to Roman Reigns defeating CM Punk. Punk could barely stand up. He was tired. I don't know if it was a work or whatever, but he was tired. He was falling all over the place. But Roman wins the title as we thought he was. He wins the title. And now we're going to see what is in store for Roman next. By the way, I just heard that Roman Reigns is now full-time in the WWE. He's back to being at full time. So that means we are going to see a lot more of Roman Reigns. So the tribal chief said he's going to show y'all how to get it done. He's going to show y'all how to get it done. He said it. He was on ESPN. He said it himself. He's going to show y'all how to do it. He made some comments too on Raw that was pretty funny. Said some things about Cameron that was funny. You know, that's another thing. Where's that story going to lead? Because not for nothing, Cameron definitely said he was going to be at Mania, but then this post was made where he stated that the police stopped him at the entranceway. And then we seen a video of Jey Uso saying that, you know, it's whatever's whatever. You know what I'm saying? He talking too much. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where this story is going to land. I don't know if Cameron's ever going to show up in a WWE ring or even show up to a WWE event. You know, it has yet to be seen. You know, I do feel that, and this is, and I'm going to take back some of the things I said because I didn't think about this at first, right? So, all right. So we all seen my reaction to the whole Cameron Jey Uso situation, right? So let me just say this, right? And I should have said this on that video, so I'm gonna say it now, right? It's not Cameron's fault that he don't know the rules as far as professional wrestling. He might know wrestling, but he don't know the rules. It's not his fault that he don't know what a work is or whatever. So somebody should have pulled him aside and said, yo, you're going to mess up the story if you tell everybody it's a skit or it's a work. You just let it play out. Because a lot of hip-hop sites picked up this whole thing and they thought it was real. You know what I'm saying? So it's not his fault that he didn't know. Somebody should have schooled him on that so that he could be familiar with that. So to me, the whole story is going bland. For me, they're going to have to do something a little bit more to get my interest again. But I'm still going to stay locked in for the simple fact that it has one of the legends in the game of Cameron, you know what I'm saying, facing off against Jey Uso. So let's just see what happens with that. So, you know, that basically was my Mania breakdown. Like, you know, short, simple, straight to the point. I'm not going to sit here and rant like y'all want me to about how bad Mania was. Did it have bad moments? Yes. Yes. Was it the best Mania? No, it was not the best. Was it a bad Mania? No. It wasn't a bad Mania. It was okay. It was a B- at best. It was a B- at best. And that really is because it was a B- at best because of certain things that happened, winners that took place at Mania. But the time description, y'all need to work on that, you know. But at the same time, we got to say this, though. We can't complain about the time and then on the other side, see how AEW has the longer matches, these lengthy matches. We can't complain. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to take it with a grain of salt because the other promotions, they got longer matches and we don't say nothing about that. So, you know, there you have it. So stay tuned for Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle review of WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2. Stay tuned for our live. Stay tuned for Barz Wrestling Media live on Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be discussing more about what happened on WrestleMania 40 TKO Mania. We will be discussing that and a lot more Y'all stay tuned for that. It's Barz Wrestling Media. We'll be back with another one. Salute.
Champions, strategists, unstoppable. This is Barz Wrestling Media.
Where wrestling meets greatness.
Tune in, same Barz time, same Barz channel for more.
Barz Wrestling Media Live. Barz Wrestling Media.
Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.